Should I show him on a stallion inspection? Oops. Stallion inspection? I'm seriously thinking about it, but all the things he needs to do if so. Like doing tasks, harness to carriage. He's sweet, but is it good enough? Like behaving among others, standing still while harnessing, driving a figure eight and making halt uphill and downhill. He reacts to the increased sunlight and his hormones is waking up. First, how to behave among other horses. I ground drive him next to a lot of beautiful mares and handsome geldings. The yellow dun here is his old playmate. We practice steering between trees, close to other horses, and I want him to be able to stand still and halt on a loose rein, fairly close to other horses. Sometimes we need some repetitions. The goal is to have loose reins. We also practice doing halt without talking to other horses. And that's certainly not easy for him. So we'll give it some time and staying with loose rein. Check and go. If you want to be good at something, you just have to practice. So we do it again. And standing still, looking away from the other horses. That's something he might need to do in a stallion inspection. I realize it's hard for him, but I don't think it hurts him. Okay, a brief moment of achievement here. Don't push it, it's good enough. Due to more outside work, we need shoes on soon. Fortunately, Fjords have good footing. Next, standing still while harnessing. He's fine with cart inside, but need more to train more outside. I start outside without the cart, only shafts. Standing still is a lot easier for him to do inside the indoor. But he needs to be able to stand still outside as well, so we need to practice doing so. One thing is doing this quiet at home. It's a whole different game to behave with stallions around. I trust my colt that he's not afraid of cart and other things. But I don't know if he will stay focused with a lots of colts, stallions around him. So at this very moment, that is my problem. We'll have to practice more around other horses, and we'll get there eventually. It's so hard to wait. Ready now? If we decide to show the colt at the exhibition, there is a lot of things he needs to learn. One of them is loading into a horse trailer. Loading a horse onto a horse trailer is important to teach the horse stress-free. I'll demonstrate this in another video. Every time he has a good experience with going on the trailer, it's like putting $1 in his account. A growing account of dollars or Bitcoin for each achievement experience is valuable savings in 2 ways. The most important value is the horse's increased self-confidence and well-being, which in turn enhances user friendliness. I make sure he likes to stand in the trailer. He thinks it's nice. Furthermore, a horse with a treasure trove of achievements and everyday competence is a much more attractive and valuable horse in terms of price. Not that I'm planning to sell, but he is a wonderful horse to share everyday life with. Showing a horse in hand for an exterior judge requires practice, both for the horse and us. I'll show you more of this in a later video. Here he's in a halter, but at the show he will be wearing a bridle doing this. Today we'll practice some of the tasks with shafts that he needs to perform in a cart at the exhibition. 3. Making a figure 8. One task is a figure 8 of 2 approximately 10 meters circles. The 3-year-old horse should do it in walk, showing nice turns in both directions. He wanted to go to the right here, but the shafts helped him to make the right choice, going left. Right shoulder was lost, followed by right hind stepping out. The driver needs more control over the right side, and this is how I start training, using cones. Due to better contact on the right rein, this left turn was better, and now I'm satisfied with him doing a figure eights exercise. Later, we train small circles with the carriage, and as always, we practice inside first. Watch how he crosses over with his hindquarters. Then, same outside. We need to practice halts and waiting is hard for a young horse. I want him to understand he can stand still without contact on the reins. Let's try again. I think this is better. That's it. That's good. When he's pretty good at making halts, we go to the next step again. And that's making halt in cart, uphill and downhill. We need to get out of the arena then. As a start, I also want him to be able to stand still and wait on the way home. I don't ask him to stand still for long yet. Later, he needs to be able to stand still in a halt harnessed to the carriage, going uphill and downhill. A few weeks later, he is practicing and he is doing really good. I like to practice steering, turning around trees. It makes sense to the horse to follow the reins around trees. Making halt uphill with the carriage is easier than making halt downhill with the carriage. And we need to start to work downhill, starting with very small steps. I always practice things with the shafts before I start practicing with the cart. Working in a hilly field is great. Good overview and room for small mistakes. There will be some mistakes along the way. The waiting part is getting better, and we also practice walking over ditches and poles and trees and whatever have you. I like to drive so the shafts and the tire touches things. The way that they make some noise and it feels a little bumpy for the horse. I just want him to get used to everything. Oh, really? And here the whole thing fell off. He didn't care at all. He is just perfect. We'll just continue our plan and then go back and pick it up. Just keep working towards the goal, even if you encounter obstacles along the way and things don't always go as you hope along the journey. It's okay. There will always be a new opportunity to make things right. So don't rush it. We've picked the tire back up and here we go. Here the colt wants to go straight home to his friends. He refuses to turn left, and again the shafts help him to make the right choice. I'm not arguing with him. I'll let him figure it out himself. I only kept asking friendly to turn left, and eventually he got it. Pretty much the same situation here, and the same solution. After this, he got over it. He just have to figure it out. I'm simply saying no to turn right. Door to the right remains closed. Finally, he chooses the door to the left. The cart's shafts helps him choosing right. Or maybe check. What about more to the left? He asked here. No, thank you. He wants to know if I'm sure. I friendly ensure him the right direction is away from the stable. As you see, I have a rope in the tire. It allows my assistant to pull back to increase resistance downhill if needed so. We need to practice halts downhill as well. First with the shafts and later with the cart. Later with nobody in the cart. When we start going downhill with the cart, nobody is sitting in it. The cart itself is enough to hold back for the horse. He's not used to the weight. And I want my colt to gather good experiences. And we'll have a sneak peek into the future. So this is later on. Here, doing good with me in the cart, stopping downhill. So we'll just keep up the spirit and we'll keep working. Working towards next level, like here. Passing all the beautiful horses with the cart on. So from this, we do this. But there's still a lot more left before we're ready for a stallion inspection. So that's all for today, friends. I hope you enjoyed our company today, and I hope you will consider hitting that like button and maybe you will subscribe to our channel. We enjoyed your company and thank you so much for watching. See ya in the next video. In the meantime, it's mostly ordinary days. Enjoy them to the fullest with friends and good food. Regards, Gråtullen and good old Birk.